Hello friends, welcome to my channel again. Today we will be starting with our next chapter, that is chapter number 2 of class 12, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So I hope you have cleared all your doubts of chapter number 1, that is reproduction in organisms. So now we can move on to the next chapter, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So let's start. In this chapter, we will discuss the main important things with the help of notes and the diagrams which I made for you guys to make your study simpler and easier. So I hope you understand. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. So let's get started. Reproduction ensures the continuity of a species generation after generation as the older individual undergoes senescence and dies. Flowering plants show sexual mode of reproduction bears complex reproductive units as male and female reproductive units along with accessory structures. Flower is a modified stem which functions as reproductive organ and produces ova or pollen. A typical angiospermic flower consists of 4 whorls of flower appendages attached to the receptacle, that is calyx, corolla and androecium, which are the part of male reproductive organ consisting of stamens, and the gynoecium composed of ovary, style and stigma, which are female reproductive system. And this is a diagram of part of flower, in which you can see ovary, sepal, filament, petal, anther, stigma, style and nectariferous area. Nectariferous area where the insects are attracted. And here you can see the parts of flower clearly. Then pre-fertilisation, structures and events. Just see. Several structures and hormonal changes lead to formation and development of the floral primordium. An inflorescence is formed that bears floral buds and then flower. In flowers, male, that is androecium, and the female, that is gynoecium, differentiate and develop, in which male and female gametes are produced. Here you can see in the diagram, sepals and petals are seen. Then comes the stamen, microsporogenum and pollen grain. These all are the parts of male reproductive system of flower. Microsporogenum is always used for male reproductive system or male part of flower. Stamen consists of long slender stalk called filament, generally bilobed anther. Each lobe contains 2 theca, and 2 theca, it is also known as diathecious. You can see in the diagram, filament line of diathecious. Then comes the anther is 4-sided structure consisting of 4 microsporangia, 2 in each lobe. Microsporangia develop further and become pollen sacs which contain pollen grains. You can see in the diagram, pollen grains, pollen sac, line of diathecious and filament. Then microsporangia develop further and become pollen sacs which contain pollen grains. Here microsporangia is seen in this diagram. Microsporangium is generally surrounded by 4 layers: the epidermis, the endothecium, middle layer and tapetum. Innermost layer tapetum nourishes the developing pollen grains. As you can see in this diagram, it is a transverse section of microsporangium or pollen. Sporogenous tissue is compactly arranged homogeneous cells which are present at the center of each sporangium when the anther is young. This is about the sporogenous tissue. Then comes the microsporogenesis. It is the formation of microspore. The process of formation and differentiation of microspores, that is pollen grains, from microspore mother cell, that is MMC, by reductional division, that is meiosis, is called microsporogenesis. Here you can see some diagram of microsporogenesis. In this diploid nucleus is going meiosis 1, then meiosis 2, then haploid nuclei, then forms tetrad microspores. It is the process of microsporogenesis. The cells of sporogenous tissues undergo meiotic division to form microspore tetrad, as I shown in the previous slide. As they enter, mature and dehydrate, the microspore dissociate and develops into pollen grain. How it will dissociate? Just see this diagram. As you can see in this diagram, the pollen grains mature, dehydrate and dissociate from each other to form pollen grains. As I said in the previous slide, and this is also the same diagram. You can see the layers of microsporangium, epidermis, endothecium, middle layer, microspore, mother cell, tapetum. Here we have completed our part 1 of chapter number 2, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. I hope you understood it well. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Till that, keep revising.